Hello everyone. I'm going to show you how I prepare a book to alter it. Sometimes I do a glue book with an altered book, and sometimes I use them for art journals. The thing is that a book is, if you leave all the pages in a book and you're trying to add more images and paint and glue and whatever, you're going to get a book that the spine is going to be very unhappy. You're going to be putting a lot of stuff in there. You need to thin it out. I don't like to use books that are really old and that have a glue binding. You can see that it's not sewn in. The pages are just glued in. The paper here is also pretty old, pretty brittle. You want something that's just a little bit stronger than that. You really do want a book that is sewn. Sometimes they're really difficult to see if they're sewn or not. And when they are sewn really clearly, you want to be able to take both of the pages out. I'm going to show you how to alter this one. This one I think is sewn, but I can't really get in there to see. I think those little dots right in here are threads, but I'm not quite sure. I'm looking at the spine here, and it looks like the signatures are grouped together, sewn in, and then glued onto the spine, but I can't be absolutely sure. But this is a discard. I think it's got some pages missing already. They've cut that off. I didn't do that. And this is like a perfect size for me. And so I'm just going to use it to show you what I do. I glue pages together like this. I like the first page. This is one of those pages that it kind of is glued together already, and I don't like to put things on that page. I like to glue it together and make it a little bit stronger. Gluing the pages together will also help thin out your pages so that you can add more stuff to the pages and you won't get a book that is so flat or so fluffy, so full of stuff that you can't get it closed. So I like to use a glue stick. It's dry, it doesn't wrinkle my pages, and I will just glue together that first page. I start from the spine and work my way out to make sure that that first page is glued together without any lumps, bumps, bubbles, or anything. And that is my first page. So what I do, you can use any glue you want to use. If you want to use a wet glue, keep in mind your pages may warp a little bit. They may buckle with the moisture from other glues, but you're going to be putting stuff on top. You maybe collage or paint or other stuff like that. So it doesn't really matter if you've got your pages a little bit warped. I like to take 1 or 2 pages out every 4 pages or so. So I'm going to leave this first page in, and then I'm going to take out this page and this page. And I'm going to use a ruler, a metal ruler, and just tear the page just a little bit. Leave just a little bit of the page. And that way, if the pages are sewn in, there's a little bit of an anchor to leave that page in. If it was connected to the other side of the page and there wasn't enough to hold it into the book, it would fall out of the book. You don't want your pages falling out of the book after you've painted them or done something to them. So I leave just a little tiny bit of the page there. And then to hide that, I will glue those pages together. Make sure that you get a good amount of glue on the edges, because that's where the pages will come apart. If they're not glued real well, when you're turning the pages, that's the first place that they will separate. So I'm going to make sure I have the edges done really well. I'm just going to start from the spine here and kind of flatten it all the way to the outside, from the center up and down, and make sure that it is nice and flat. So that way I have another page. You might want to make sure that you've got that glued real down real well too. You can use a credit card or something just to make sure that those pieces of paper are connecting. And then you're thinning out your pages. And that's how I go about taking pages out. I'll go to the next one. Here's my inside page, and then I'll take out two. Like that, and glue those two together. So I don't like my little torn out pages to show. I like to hide them. So I am just going to put glue right there where I've torn them out and glue those pages together. And I'm just going to continue going until I get to the end. Until I get to the end of it. And that way you're taking out at least a third. Oh, I've got some glue sitting right there. At least a third of the pages out. You may want to take a little bit more. They do, especially when they warp a little bit, they do take up more space when you're starting to put paint and collage elements and things inside. So you want there to be plenty of room on the pages to accommodate all the stuff that you're going to put into your altered book. So continue on all the way through so that it's even, and then at the end, see, I wish they hadn't have torn that one out, because I would have glued that one right to this last page. I have to fix that somehow. Guess I'll have to put something on top of that. But anyway, that's how you thin out a book all the way through, and then you'll have a nice altered book ready to go to play in and to do whatever you want to with it. All right? Really easy, really simple. Thanks for watching.